I'll get her. I'm in here with her.
Hi, back again. Welcome. I'm Tiffany at Tiffany's Quilting Live, and today is Saturday Shenanigans, where I'm kind of just sewing together a bunch of stuff to give my mojo back because I've been messing so many things up. I just don't want to take the chances of messing up projects right now. I just want to work on something that I can just do and not have to worry about any specific measurements or how it's supposed to be or where it's supposed to be cut. I'm just kind of just sewing. So in the last segment, I made all these little guys, and they're all different lengths. And I just only did one so far. I sewed one long strip together with 8 pieces to kind of get the flow of how long it needs to be. So in front of me, which you can probably see, are some piles of these 8 strips, and I'm just going to sew them together. I just made sure that there was no 2 same strips in each pile. And now I'm going to sew them all together and then just lay them on the ironing board in between. So I'm just finger pressing in between. And again, don't forget there are babies running in and out of here, like always.
Well, we're going to soon didn't have time. Then
But
we'll be on
the
long.
babies will be going to take a nap. So, hey, no, go. So again, I'm just going to take these. I'm going to lay them right here. And I'm going to start sewing them together in groups of 2, and then I'll sew those groups of 2s together. So I'm going to put it right sides together. I'm sewing one of my green pieces. So I'm just taking one with the green on the outside, and then taking the other green and putting it right sides together to where there's green on this end. So each row will start with a green and end without one. And like I said, they are all different sizes. So every row is going to be a different size, but that's what the green is for. We're going to add to all the rows as I get this together, because I have come up to the conclusion in last video that I'm going to make all these opposites and make it like a, it'll look like it's strip tube piece, I guess, like a jelly roll race style, without it being an actual jelly roll race. Awesome. So now I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to open, and I'm finger pressing everything to the green. I'm just going to take this next one, right sides together on here, and this I'm going to do as if it was like binding each row. And then I'm just going to take this end right here that's open and lay it right here, right sides up, and then put this one right sides down. I lay my little pieces in front of me so that I can find them. I'm not going to do any ironing right now. I'm just going to try to keep all these nice and flat. And like I said, I'm doing 8 together, or 8 pieces in each row. So some are going to be longer than others, but we are going to rectify that when we go to put them together. And you'll see, I kind of have the general idea of what I'm doing all together here. So I'm just going to finger press all this real quick before I leave this area. Put this over on the ironing board after I finger press it. Like I said, I love this free piecing because I can just do whatever and it's going to come out gorgeous no matter what I do.
I don't know where she is.
She's under the ironing board. All right, so I'm going to go put this piece over on the ironing board and get it out of my way. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Billy. Hi, Lacey. So I'm just putting them over. They seem to be all about the same length. Pretty much. They're close. I'll take this big, huge pile, though, because I had it in front of me. Throw it out of the way. Go to the next ones. Just stick them right down in front of me right here. It makes it easier. Thundering and probably going to rain. It's cloudy here. No thunder or rain, though. I mean, it kind of drizzled for 2 seconds earlier, like literally 2 seconds, but I wasn't outside for it. I might be able to, let's see if I can't put it this way. It's kind of tight, but we're going to try. Put it right sides together. It might look awkward what I'm doing here, but I can get it sometimes really, really good. It's kind of tight, but if I get piece started, then I could just line up the rest. When the pieces are super small, sometimes it's a little bit harder. I should just stick with the 2 at a time. Alright, we're just going to do the 2 at a time method. I'll just add to that in a minute. Alright, I could do 3. This one's long enough. Some of them are long, some of them are super short.
Stay away. Stay away. Hey, you hand them to me. I'll put them up. You go hand Scotty. Hand Scotty.
Yeah, I'll just from now on just do the 2 at a time thing. So much easier. I'm gonna hook these together real quick and make a long end. That way the next ones are easy to hook together. That's the cool part about free piecing. Just do whatever. However it comes out is how it comes out. Put this last one on here. Alright, and now I'm going to finger press all of these seams.
Hello, people.
Triana is saying hello to everybody.
Tapping.
Yeah.
Waving.
Yeah, I see you're waving.
Bye.
Okay, now this next one, we'll just go over here to the ironing board.
Hello.
I'm just going to lay it out of the way. Now, that one's kind of short, so let's see how these come out. No, come on.
Alright.
They're saying hi to you, Tree. You can't see them, but they can talk to you.
Sassy queen.
You can't see them, but they can see you.
Hey.
Alright, let's put my light back in here so you guys can see what I'm doing anyway. There we go. Alright, we're going to put these together in 2s. Because it was easier that way. No touch, Tree. Yeah, just laying them together in groups of 2s. I'm not caring what size goes next to what, because they are all going to be different, and it's not going to matter in the end. Because if they touch, they touch. No big deal. Like I said earlier, this is just me having fun, and I prefer piecing to be fun. I don't want it to be frustrating or, I don't know, which is what's been happening lately. I'm pretty sure it has to do with my MS attack, obviously, that I am in. But I want it to be fun, so I'm making this fun for me by just doing however it happens. Alright, right sides together. Now they're long enough to hook each piece, so I don't have to do them in parts of 2. I just grab the next one. Just long enough. I'm going to finger press these down here in front of me. Right sides together. Like I said, I mixed them all up real quick and then just put them in piles of 8 because I had 2 piles left, or 2 pieces left, and those will go on the shortest of the shortest rows to equal them out. Obviously, I'm chain piecing everything. I think I'm just going to start throwing them down on the floor next to me, though, so I don't have to get up. It'll make the process go faster. And then I'm just going to finger press every single one of these. That way, when I go to iron, it will be easier. Just put them behind me. That'll work. All right. Let's get this show on the road, making tons of them. How was everybody's break? Anybody get anything done? I managed to eat and feed a baby and have a cigarette. And I got some water, which is going to end up falling off this table sooner or later. Everything vibrates on the table. All I'm doing is sewing 8 of these pieces together. Like I said, they're all going to be different lengths, but in the end, I'll be able to take off the length of some of them and put a little green piece on it and add it to the ends of each one. I'll have to lay it all on the floor. I'll lay it all on the floor to get a general idea of all of the lengths of all of them. That way they can all be about the same. I was going to grab something. Oh, it's way over there. Guess I have to get up anyway. Heating up hamburger stew. Sounds yummy. All right, now to sew the groups of 2s together. Grab another end like this, put it right sides over here. Line it up. Grab this next end. See that when they're in groups of 2s, they're a little bit longer, so it's easier to sew the next one on doing it binding style. Honestly, this would have made a cute binding as well, but I don't have anything this big to bind, so because all these together make a lot of binding. All right, I'm just going to finger press them all towards the greens. And another one done. So I'm just going to keep laying them behind me and keep going. I probably could just do the whole stack in all groups of 2 and then pull them apart in groups of 4, but I don't want to confuse anybody or myself. This is going to be super cute though. All these colors look really good together. And the green highlights it really good, so that's a plus. Definitely a little girl's quilt. Very soft colors for babies. I keep forgetting to keep my phone plugged in because it dies so fast, so easily.
Thank you.
How is everybody else's weather doing? It's cloudy here. Billy has clouds. Who else has clouds? I hope it rains over here. It has the feeling of it rain outside when you go out there, and it looks like it, but I don't think it will. It never seems to rain in the summertime much over here, except for monsoon season. And even then, we just get the wind,
And the humidity.
and the humidity, and it rains. It rains everywhere else. All right, now to finger press the rest of this.
We don't get rain here in Arizona.
Put a chair in the garden so you can sit. Water plants can't stand them off long walk or do much. Billy says storming there now. High winds and rain. Wow, that was quick. Yeah, send the rain here. Say rain in Havasu. Be a miracle if it did. Uh-oh, I noticed 2 of these are alike. So I'm going to swap one for this right here. I don't want two of the same ones in the same long part of the row. I know I'm trying to control at least some things, so definitely don't want two of any same pieces in the rows. Got to keep it somewhat mixed up. I don't mind if there's two dark ones next to each other, but I don't want two of the same ones. Although I was separating it pretty quickly so that I can come back on here. After I ate, I just kind of quickly separated them all. Alright, finger press. And I'm not putting long, short, short, long or anything. I'm just putting them together. Although I should have, but we'll see how it turns out. And I shouldn't have broke it, but I did. Oh well. It was a good thing I went and trimmed all those nice and straight because it lines up better when you do. Again, all I'm doing is just finger pressing them all towards the green color. It's not going to matter because they're all going to lay next to each other, and I'm hoping that they'll line up with no pieces having to intersect. And if it does, then I will do my best to intersect all the sections. All right, another one done. Just lay them behind me. Hi, June. Yep, I'm back. All right, let's grab the rest of these and bring them down towards me. That way I can reach it all. And like I said, I have two little straggler pieces that I'll add to any row that's not as long. And this one looks like it's going to have two minutes. How did I have that? I thought I checked before I laid them all down. It's okay, I'll swap it with another one. Well, you can't tell that they are the same piece. Okay, as long as they're not next to each other, I guess. It's a different part of the fabric, but the same fabric part, if that makes sense. And it's farther. Oh no, that's the W's, the letters. Okay, that makes sense. They look the same. It's from the same line. So that makes it. It'll work. Some are like super long and some are not long at all. This might actually be a little bit faster in reality. Just breaking thread every time. Because I'm finger pressing in between. You know me, I'm all about going faster. Getting it done. Ow, what are you trying to do, baby?
Uh-oh, she knocked something down. Where'd it go? Right here?
Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. Give me a second and I'll bring you up to say hi. Give me a second. We'll put this right here and I'll let you come up and say hi. Come on. Come on. Up. All right. Got to adjust my booty. All right. You're up to say hi now. Say hi, everybody.
She says, I don't want to say hi. I want to touch everything.
Okay, we're going to do these in groups of two because you're on my lap this time. Oh, you went down already? Okay, get down then. Go get your Scotty.
Oh my God.
coming along quite nicely, quite quickly as well. Tell Scott you want popsicle. Scott, Vicky says she wants a popsicle. We're gonna have to pretend air mail it to you. Because it'll be melted by the time it gets out of the freezer. That's how hot it is here. Well, it's actually not that hot today. It's only about 102 today because of the overcast. My shingamabobber is going crazy right now. If you guys can hear all that sound, too hot. You're having many heat waves there in the UK. Can't handle it. 35 plus degrees today. Wait a second. So that would be in Celsius then, is what you go by in the UK then? So that would be like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. 74 degrees, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Make those Kool-Aid ones for the kids. Nah, they won't. They just make a mess with it. They don't even bother eating it. They just make a mess. Even Triona, they just make a mess of popsicles. Like super mess. I decided on 8 long because I laid it out on the ironing board and I didn't want it to be too long as opposed to how wide it's going to end up, because it's going to be, yes, that's right. I think the math is 2 times 30. It's roughly. Okay. I was sort of right. We have a friend that lives in up in Canada, and they go by Celsius as well. So. Kids outside. Yeah, I don't feel like it. Like I said, it's cloudy and stuff, and it's hot. The popsicle would melt as soon as it hit the garage area. Definitely would melt by the time it hit the garage area. As you can tell, I'm sewing in 2 different ways here. I'm either chain piecing or I'm just doing one at a time. It's about the same speed either way. Like I said, you guys know I'm all about getting it done. The faster ways of doing things. I still have to press everything and then add pieces, but when I go to lay it on the floor, I'll turn the camera down so that you can see what I'm doing. All right, another one down. I'm gonna check this while I'm at it because I want to see. It's my daughter. I knew it was dinging for something. All right, let's bring these all closer. Not very many left to do. There's quite a bit of color mixed in here, but they're all light colors except for some of the dark ones, which is, like I said, it's going to make it blend really nicely. I'm just hoping no 2 alike end up next to each other when I sew the rows together. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I want them to stagger, so hopefully that staggering effect happens. See, these, I'll just finger press it in front of me, lay it on top. It kind of goes the same quickness each time, so. Oops, that don't go that way, that goes this way. Haha, that was almost a retard move, Tiffany. I almost laid it on the wrong side. What? I could have just made one big, huge, long row, honestly, and then trimmed it all down as I go, like cut it and then start that at the next row and then cut it. But I decided to do it this way, if that makes any sense, like what I was saying. I could have just kept adding to this and then lay them out and trim them, lay them out and trim them, you know, like the jelly roll race itself, where you just keep going to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. I could have did that, and actually, you know what, that actually sounds like a better idea, but I like this in rows of 8. We'll see right now. I might just turn it into one big, huge, long thing and then cut. Let's see.
Where's the camera you're
What do you
using?
guys think? The red one.
Oh, there's no lights on it.
Yeah, I turned the light off of it.
I like that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, because then that way, because those 2 pieces I have left, I think this will work out. What do you guys think? Sew them all together in one big, huge, long strip, and then just start sewing the rows together by doing the flip method, like jelly roll strips? Choose a certain amount of inches and then just trim it and go, or should I just keep doing my rows of 8? Let me know now, because then I could just start hooking all these rows together. Like I said, it's fun, just a free piece, and I like that you guys have your input in on it as well, helping me along the way. Up to me, I'm sewing it. Yeah, I guess so. We'll see how wide it turns out. How about that? We'll see how wide it turns out when I lay it down and see what happens. Because it might not even end the
See,
width.
Tappy.
No, they don't need to see. They don't need to see you. Go. Hey, look at, pick all that up, please.
That sucks. It's all in this order too.
It's fine.
Kiss, please. Kiss.
Hug. Okay.
Hug.
How wide is the 8? They're all different. They're all 2.5 inches though. All the strips are 2.5 inches, but they're all different lengths. Like way different lengths. Kind of thinking doing it the full-on jelly roll race way, but we'll see, because I don't want it to end in the middle of one of the green strips. Yeah, I said it already. I gave her kisses and hugs.
Okay, let's lay down.
Okay, lay down.
Yeah, they're all 2.5 inch strips though. The whole thing. Cut at 2.5, so. They're just all different lengths, all these pieces. Which is why they're going to lay in different spots as they go down. Love those little kisses. Yes, I get lots of little kisses all day long from these guys. They always want, especially Triana, hugs and kisses all day long just because she wants them. They are very loving kids. Or I should say toddlers, because they are technically toddlers.
See, nice as
She's way too high. Kisses. Oh, now I got smudged glasses. Tell the fan. Meant long. Oh, when you measure, it might give you an idea. Yeah, they are all, like I said, they're all different lengths. So they're probably, give me a second and I'll measure one. And they'll all be within 5 inches of each other. Because that's how, some are, like I said, some of these pieces are really long. Some of them are short. So they're going to be within 5 inches each, obviously. 1 to 5 inches of the whole entire thing. Each strip. So let's measure this one just because this one's right here.
Do you not even care that you hit your head? Oh, you don't. You don't care that you hit your head.
I'm just going to put the thing at 40 inches. Lock it in front of me and see. So we got
Much better.
40, 50, 64 inches. This one's 64 inches. Let's measure another one just to see. 40, 50, 61 inches. So, I mean, they're all different. Like I said, within 1 to 5 inches difference on each of them. That's kind of why I'm thinking maybe I should do the full-on jelly roll race way by hooking all of these together. It kind of might make more sense. Are you going to put a border around the whole thing? Yes, I am. At least I should. And hopefully it'll be the green first border, and then I'll find a really soft flower print to be the second border for the biggest border. But I don't want to make it square. I want to make it a long, bed length. Long and not as wide as it is long. If that makes any sense. So I could probably, I don't know how. We'll see right now because I'm almost done with these. I think I am going to just hook the whole thing together and just do it the jelly roll race style. Screw it. Because that would make it easier, I guess. I just don't want to have to cut in the middle of one of the greens. But if I do, then oh well. I guess it'll be okay. See, and the cool part about free piecing like this is if whatever happens, and it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to choose a length and sew. Choose a piece and go. And it's fun because I don't know what's going to happen. But this actually works out good. So I'm going to make it work. That way I don't have to worry about adding to each row, I guess. So if I don't have to add to each row, it kind of makes it a little bit more sense, I guess, to do it this way. Plus it goes faster. I say lay it down in rows, not jelly roll style, but it's yours. So you're thinking the row thing that I originally planned then? Okay, we'll see. Let me just, I'll pull these apart in parts in 4 pieces like I was doing. I'm just going to sew them all like this first though. And then I'll hook 4 together. Same way I was doing, just right now, just chain piecing the whole lot of it, I guess. We'll lay the rows down on the floor and see how it, how much off they are. If they are way off, then what I'll do is just sew it, all the rows together and then go to a certain length and cut. And then go to a certain length and cut. At least this way, though, I can get, I know that they're in groups of 8, so if than 1 to 5 inches difference on each piece. I'm still going to add green to the ends if I do it my first way in the first place that I chose to do. It should line up nicely. You could add green squares to the ends of any rows that come up too short. Yeah, that's what I was thinking originally. That's why I had saved all my little pieces, the original cutoffs from all the ends of the strips. Plus I have quite a bit of strips left anyway. I have at least 7 strips over there left. 8 maybe. Of the green. We'll see right now. I'm almost done. 2 more to make pairing it up style, and then we'll turn the camera. I gotta move the ironing board though, but we'll turn the camera down and see the difference in their length. They will have to be flipped one end to the other when they're laid down on the floor, but if I choose not to do it that way, then I'll just pick them all up and sew them together. I'm probably confusing everybody by the way I'm talking here. Does that green have a color name? You know what, Lacey? I have no idea, honestly. I didn't get the bolt from the end of the bolt. They just took it off. But it is from Walmart. I'm pretty sure it's like lime something. They all have weird names to them. It's really pretty. I mean, it's not an ugly green, if that's, I guess, a word. It's a nice green. It's like a lily pad green kind of color. Unfortunately, like a lot of the colors you see back here, they're not on their original bolt, so I couldn't tell you what the colors are. Okay, well this one's driftwood behind me. So maybe that bolt did have the original color name. Let me look at the end of the bolt. Avocado. Waverly. That sounds about right. It's called Avocado. Maybe it was the last of the bolt when they gave me the bolt. Some of them they didn't give me the bolt for. So it's called Avocado. Yeah, it looks avocado. It's lighter than an actual dark. I guess it's the inside of the avocado. Oh, I ran out of thread on that last piece. Oh, it would help if my needle was up. Put the new one in. Got a disaster going on under there. My machine seriously needs a cleaning. Like, serious is not even the word. It desperately needs a cleaning. There we go. All right, let's use this and keep these in groups of 2, 3, 4. That was 1 row. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 2 rows. Another row. Trying to keep them all together now. That way I can just lay them out. I didn't really want to have to lay anything on the floor. I think that's because I'm still hurting really bad. But I think I'll be fine. It's a long row, so it's easy to clean up. All right. Now to put them all together. The last time I cleaned my machine out was probably like 4 months ago. I usually don't go over 6 months with my cleanings. I try to keep it often. This one gets really dusty, and where I live, obviously, it gets super dusty here, you know. Plus the thread dust, because cotton thread is so dusty. And I'm not just saying so one, I'm saying so dusty. Like, emphasize on that dusty. We get dusty like crazy here because we do live in the desert and it gets windy all the time, and no matter what we do, it's always getting in the house. So not only does it get in the house, but we have the filtration system and stuff for the AC unit, but it doesn't stop all the dust that collects up in my room here. Exactly, that's the color this is, the before color. Right when you cut it open, the pretty color. Okay. Not yet, almost.
I'm gonna try not to.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Well, all I know is this avocado matches the green in all of these. So that's a plus. Driveways, so we get dust. We have a regular driveway, but we have a rock and dirt yard. Lately, it's all mud where you live, Billy. Here, it's just rock and dirt. The ideal landscaping here in Havasu is rock. Rock or just plain whatever dirt is out in the yard. That's everybody's ideal landscaping here. They have companies that come out and give you more rock. There are people though, and there's grass at the golf courses and stuff, and there are a few people that have grass in the yards. There's fake grass in yards too around here. A lot in people's backyards that have pools and nice little like landscape areas around their pools. Other than that, there's really not much grass. It's rare to find grass around here. There's weeds, no grass. It's pretty though. A lot of people get different color stones. Not everybody does the same original gray colored rock. We have big grass than rocks. Yeah. We just have the rock. I'm used to it though. I actually like walking on it barefooted at sometimes because it's like a massage on my feet. Feels good. Not something I always do, but it doesn't bother me. Now when it's 120 degrees outside, then it does bother me to walk on the ground. I have to have sandals on. And you can actually burn your feet through sandals here when it gets that hot. You can fry an egg in the street. That's how hot it gets here. You can bake cookies in your car. No oven required. Actually, I had a friend that just did it recently, baked cookies in the car. It was a test with their grandkids to see if it works. And it does. All right, 3 more rows to make. And then I can lay them out. See what happens. See what it looks like.
And if anything, we'll just hook it all together.
See, I didn't want to have to like hook them all together and then say cut it at, say, 47 inches or something, or 50 inches, and then come to the end and have like a lot of inches left over that hooks to nothing. I didn't want that. That's why I didn't do it the Jelly Roll Race way at first. But if I have to, I will. But that was the reason for not doing it that way. It's just in case they didn't come out the right length or cutting the avocado color. So I know for a fact I'm gonna have to flop one way, flop the other. That way the greens don't line up. I don't want the greens to line up at the top, obviously. So one row is gonna have to start with the green, the next will start with the empty one. All right, 2 more left to do. I'm finger pressing them on the front of the table right here before I sew. That's what you guys see me doing in front of me. It's nice to have a little bit of table in front of me for doing that kind of stuff. All right, one more row to hook together after this. It's all very green here. You're used to that, of course. Depends on where you were born into, I suppose. So where you live is always green. But you guys always have rain and clouds and stuff in the UK, though, don't you? I've never been there, obviously. I've never been anywhere other than here. I mean, I've been outside of Arizona and California and stuff. And to Oregon and to Washington. I've been to Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Nevada, and that's it. Never been anywhere else. Oh, and Mexico. I've been to Mexico. And that's it. I don't travel much. All right. Last one on there. Let's lay these out. See what it looks like. And then we'll know. One in England, and no, it's not like portrayed. Yeah, I kind of figured it's not like it in the movies. Nowhere is like the movies. They make New York look amazing in movies, but New York, I've heard, is very messy and trashy in some areas. So I mean, obviously, not everywhere is what the movies make it look like. All right, I'm going to put these out of the way so I can move my ironing board, and then I'll turn the camera. Okay, that way we can see what these look like on the floor. All right, ironing board has been slid out of the way. Okay, it's gonna wiggle for a second. And again, I'm in my pajamas, like you guys already know. I always am in my pajamas. All right. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna lay them out like this. So we're gonna start right here. You guys probably cannot see right where I started. trying to get it into the camera view right here. All right, so I'll bring this one down. If I have to pick up the camera and move it, I will in a minute. Okay, this one, instead of laying it on the pile with this at the top, I'm going to turn it around and lay it with the long piece right here at the top, like this. See, this is what I was not wanting. See how they're touching like that? I don't want them to touch like that. So that one is not going to sit there. I knew this was going to happen. This is why I was deciding on 2 different ways to lay it out. See, this one, again, they line up. See, I didn't want that. I want it to where they stagger like this. And I'm not going to get that if I lay it the other way. So what I'm going to have to do is just sew all these rows together, because there's a lot of them. And just do it the jelly roll race way, because let's try to lay this one. Like this one's lining up just right. They are not laying on each other. See, I want it to be like that, staggered like this. I don't want them on top of each other. Yep. All right, jelly roll style it is. All right, let me turn the camera back up to the sewing machine, and we'll start with one roll or one row, and then start hooking them all. It's gonna wiggle. All right, there. Stop wiggling. There we go. Okay. I didn't want to do it that way, but I was hoping it would lay right. Guess not. So I'm just going to pull this onto my lap, I guess, and just start pulling from it. And we're going to leave it up there. I'm going to skip this on the machine for a second. Find another end of the grain and hook it on. All right. What is the typical length of a baby quilt? What's the typical length of a baby quilt? Does anybody know that offhand? I don't have my little chart to know. "65 inches is a typical length." Okay. Because the width is going to come from all the strips together. The length, I'm just going to make each row a specific length. And I guess I'll have to end up with pieces that end in the middle of a green, which is no big deal, I guess, as long as they stagger, because that is what I want, is the staggering. If that makes any sense. That was what my goal was in the first place, was staggering these pieces. But at least I'm making my own jelly roll strip. So that's a plus, and I'm having fun doing it. I like when I'm having fun. I don't like to be bombarded with the idea that it has to be a specific way or perfect. You know, I like just building as I go. It's the fun part. So here it'd be 65, 45 is cot size. Okay. That works. I know I have an actual chart with all the baby, baby, toddler throw, blah, blah, blah. I have all this adult throw, full, queen, king, twin, all those sizes. I have a chart that has all of it on there for quilt sizes, typical average sizes. A quilt can be whatever size you want it to be in reality, you know. And notice I'm not doing any pressing in between any of this. I'm just finger pressing what I can, and the rest of it, I'm just going to start sewing. So, see what happens. I'm just trying to make sure that there's no turning in here. I don't want it to turn or spin or tangle. I'm trying to make sure everything lays nice and flat. Yeah, they definitely were all lots of different lengths. But that's okay. This should work. Should work to create something totally different. A one of a kind. That's what I like about quilting, is when something is one of a kind, nobody else has it. You know, it's not a pattern. It's just something nobody else has. That's the cool part about free piecing. Let's see, is that a small city or suburbs, Billy? Exactly, just off. East of Dallas. You guys are talking amongst each other. There's so much typing up there, I can't tell where I last left off. And I don't have the mouse because of the babies. I'm actually still using a small stitch length. I didn't put it back to where it was, so that way it still comes out really nice and tight. No seams will fall apart with these 2.5 inch strips now that I have created. And I'm going to add these two to the end as well, my 2 straggler pieces. So hopefully that helps. Oops. Make sure when you go to sew that you don't have no shifting. This one's shifted accidentally. I don't look forward to any of that happening when I'm free piecing. I'm like, ah, are you serious? That really just happened. Shifted down almost 1/4 inch as soon as I started sewing. So hold it in place nice and tightly. There we go. That's much better. And the pile in my lap is getting so much smaller. So I'm going to do these at 40. I'm going to do them at 45 because they'll still get a border. So what I'll do is I'll just keep doing that whole cutting thing, like sewing the sides, flipping the end, like Missouri Star Quilt Company Jenny does on there. I think Donna Jordan did it the same way when she did hers. So I'm just going to sew it like as if we're doing the jelly roll race after I get these together. So you guys will get to see what that looks like, even though technically these aren't jelly roll pieces, but that's how it's going to work out. Sucks that I couldn't do it the other way. I guess I should have thought about it just a little bit more before I started sewing. I didn't know how many pieces I was going to have either. Town, about 6 miles from Havasu, but don't see or hear planes as on flight path. Oh, so you're kind of by an airport then, I guess. So you guys are both far, far, far away, June and Billy, in another country. If it helps, I live in a rural, I can't say the word properly, a rural city. Rural, I can't say that right. That's funny. I have a feeling the greens are going to end up on top of each other no matter which way I do this. Hey. Oh well. It's a quilt. That's all that matters, and I'm having fun making it. Alrighty. Oh, I still have to add the last two pieces real quick. Let's get these last two pieces on here. Finger press it to the green, and I'm going to find the other end. And sew that one onto there as well. All right. There's an end somewhere right here. Let's add this to it. Okay. All right, so here's one end, and I'm going to leave it up here, and we're going to show you guys how this works. Yep, in the UK. Billy is in Texas. Oh, okay. I know I could have swore I just saw that too. I was like, really? All right, so I'm going to hook this one. Let's see how off. Well, they'll adjust, I guess, on the way. These ones are going to be kind of close, but the rest will adjust. So this is how we do this. The other end, I have no idea if it's spun or not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook these two together, right sides together. These are both the ends of this whole entire long thing. And I'm going to start sewing them right sides together, 1/4 inch seam. And all of my pieces are pressed one way. There should be no matching seams, but I'm just going to keep sewing all the way down, all the way to the other end. It's going to be one really, 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 really long seam. Like, I have to keep adjusting it as I go, obviously. But it's on the floor over there next to me. So, okay. Let's see how many are going to line up and how many won't. And I'll press the whole entire thing when I'm done, you know, because I don't feel like pressing it now. So this is just going to be one big long seam. Trying to make sure all those seams fold in towards the green as I go. Obviously, I have to keep adjusting as I go. It's good to adjust a lot of it, you know, right sides together, pull it up onto your lap. That way it stays untwisted all the way down. Just take a lot of it up at first onto the table, or on your lap, I mean. Just let it sit on your lap. This might actually be a quicker way of doing it as well. Just try not to let it bow. Just let it lay on top of each other. You don't want no bowing, which kind of happens either way, but it shouldn't. Trying to make sure all my seams are going the way I want as well. Anybody sewing today? Besides me? And if any of the seams flip when you're doing this, if you want them a specific way, it's okay. Just readjust it right before you get to it. Sometimes I know the end of the table right here wants the flip seams up. We need to get sewing. Well, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here, is to encourage everybody's sewing. Although that's typically a Sunday mantra, but it can be Saturday shenanigans as well. And don't forget to post your guys' projects too. I haven't been seeing anybody post anything in the group. I haven't been posting anything myself because I got frustrated with one of my projects. So that's why you guys haven't seen nothing from me. But don't forget, you guys can join it, join the group below and post pictures. And if you're not in it, don't forget to join it. It's in the description below. Because it's a really good group. You have to be subscribed to my channel to join it. But if you're not already in it, go join it. That way you can share with everybody what your projects are. I love to see what you guys are working on. It inspires me to keep going, as well as me inspiring you guys to keep sewing. So this is the longest seam. And if I was to do a real jelly roll one, this would be even more seams than this. I mean, because, well, this is more seams, but a real jelly roll would be longer. The jelly roll race one. Because this is not equal to 42 strips. Even 40. This is a lot less. They seem to be staggering pretty good so far. Obviously, that needs to be moved out of the way. So I'm just like pulling some up like this, keeping it right sides together to just get my pile untangled down there so everything lays nice and flat. It's nice to have it laying somewhat decent most of the way. Just like that. I'll slow my speed down just a little so that I can continuously sew. Adjusting as I go. Adjusting as I go. Oh, we got two pieces that finally touch that are the same color from the same strip. Oh well, it's gonna happen. I didn't want it to, but it will. And obviously, once this is done, you guys will be able to see it in the group because I will post pictures. But I really, really love when you guys share, even if it's just a table runner or a pot holder or something simple, just practicing your free motion quilting. It always gives me joy to see what you guys post. Anybody working on anything big like queen or king size quilt. I know in the summertime it's kind of hard to want to do big stuff because it has to lay on your lap and it does get quite warm, especially where I live, even with the AC on. But I don't want to discourage anybody from doing big projects just because it's warm, you know. I want to make sure everybody's doing any size, anything that makes you feel good. I was just curious if anybody's working on king sizes. Let's see. You just finished your braided hexie on Thursday. It's too hot to sew today. Tomorrow you might start your diamond dance at Pattern Jenny and Missouri Star. So you did the braided hexie. I think I saw that video. That was a couple weeks ago, right? Is it with the new tool? Or no, not that's the circular one I'm thinking. The hexie one's been around for a while, but I'm pretty sure it's within a few weeks. I try to watch all those videos as well. I haven't been watching much YouTube lately. I've not been in the mood. I binge watched all of the television show called Royal Pains. That's what I did while I was in bed for a while. I watched all of Royal Pains. Turned out to be an okay show. Kind of sucks that it ended, but whatever. There's a long way to go, guys. Woo-wee. Such a long way to go. Your husband used to watch that show. And June, your braided thing, 84 by 96, and the diamond is 80 by 90. Well, that's going to be awesome. Don't forget to share pictures in the group. I want to see. I want to see. I haven't been doing as many projects as I want to lately. Like, I have the customer stuff to finish, and it's like I can't. That's why I needed to do this. I really needed to get away from customer quilts and the expectations needed and just do some sewing and feel good about it. The want to sew, you know. Customer ones may make a little bit of money here and there to afford to keep sewing, but unfortunately, the sad part is I have to follow a direction, and I don't like to follow directions. I like to make my own stuff up, which is what I did for the customer quilts in the first place, but I messed up because I'm trying to be Miss Perfection, I guess. I want it to become a certain way and look a certain way, and I can't get that knowing that it has. I know other people don't see it, but I do, and it bothers me. So if I have to fix it, then it takes the fun away. So I'm taking a break from all the customer stuff for now. Obviously, I have a little bit of time that I can, you know, waste on other stuff, which is this. And this just keeps going and going. This is so long. Diamond is more recent. Gotta use those templates more to make them worth the expense. Yeah, I know. I have a lot of. I don't have Missouri Star templates, but I have a lot of templates and stuff that I haven't even used yet. Like I bought the pineapple ruler. and I actually have not, I've made a pineapple blocks. I've made some to go into something. It's an unfinished project, but I made them before I got the pineapple ruler. And then the pineapple ruler, once I got it, it actually doesn't match the project that I already started working on. It's a totally different size. So yeah, I'll have to start all over or finish the other project the way I was working on it, and then do a regular pineapple block with the ruler to see if they come out similar, you know, as like a, I don't know, it's a test to see if they are anything like, you know, doing it without the ruler and then doing it with the ruler. So that'll be something to see when I finally do get to finishing it. They're cute though, they're green and blue, the pineapple blocks that I did. I think I only got like 6 or 8 pieces made before I gave up. Talk about really long seams here, guys. Although this can be done in one day, those Jelly Roll Race quilts can be done in one day, so obviously this can, the Jelly Roll Race can. In just a few hours. I'm not trying to rush anything because I obviously can't long arm anything. I've also been in the mood to finish my free motion quilting quilt for my own personal quilt that I made. I've kind of been in the mood to finish that, but I didn't want to sit here with the quilt on my lap and free motion it because it is kind of warm, even with the fan on. But I kind of want to get it done. It's like one of those things, should I or should I not? It's about trying to oil this thing and clean it. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's making a squeak sound. I can get rid of the squeak by just a little couple drops of oil, but still going to have to be cleaned either way. There's 6 oiling holes on this machine. And it does need to be oiled. That's one thing about the Juki, is it has to be oiled. All right, that squeaking sound is starting to ease up. Okay, I already read that. It's rare for me to be on Saturdays, so I don't have my usual people here. It's kind of odd. I'm sure everyone will be here tomorrow, though. Tomorrow will be either finishing this and or something else. I'm hoping to do something else. I'm hoping today that this is this and this only. Getting to the end almost. Then I get to cut it and go back to the beginning again. Except it'll be in 4s. Instead of 2. Just took a break and found out you were on again. Yep, I said I'd be back, Linda. I told everybody I'll be back. Today is a 2, well, maybe 3-part, but so far 2-part project. I can't stay on for too long at one time. I don't want my videos to be more than 2 hours, especially, you know. Trying to keep them under an hour and a half. At least, you know. I mean, right now I'm at 1 hour and 20 minutes, but I'm on a roll, so. Obviously, I'm going to keep going because I'm on a roll. Plus, you guys get to see this process. Now that I'm stuck doing a jelly roll style, or jelly roll race style. If some of you have never seen what that looks like start to finish, I know Missouri Star and Jordan Fabric show it, but I don't think, oh my goodness, look at this. I got to the end and there's no spin. That worked out perfect. So I'm going to sew all the way to the end. And I'm going to stop like right before it. And then I'm going to cut it. It looks like I can just pull this seam actually right here. So that's a plus. So I'm just going to pull this seam out right here because this is where the end ends up, is at this seam. Kind of rare. I guess it's because I added those last couple pieces. So it made them both equal. I know I seam rip totally differently than most people. I can't get into these little dinky seams with this seam ripper, and I don't know where my little one is. My little seam ripper. All right. Line it up and go right off. All right, so now we're going to bring this all down on top of me. There's so much of it. Still going, still going. And I'm going to open up this first amount right here. I'm just going to press it to one side with my finger. And that seems like a super long seam to just finger press, but I'm actually just going to go a certain way down, and then I'm just going to stop. Just going to start it pretty much, and then I'm going to come back to this other end that I had right here, and I'm going to open this side as well. So it should have. So we're going to line these like so. Let's see. Yeah. Use my finger to open this up just a little bit more because it's not laying as flat as I had hoped. There we go. Now I'm going to put these right sides together, like so. And I'm just going to start sewing down this one. All right. So I'll line this end up, and I'm just going to start these. And then I'm just going to open it as I go down. So I'm just going to use my fingers to hold it open, but I'm not pressing anything. I'm just using my fingers to open everything up on my way down. So at this end will become tangled when I get to the end of it. Like I said, I will press the whole project once it is completely sewn together. So obviously I'm going to have to open as I go on my way down. So this is just a little at a time. But it's still getting done pretty darn quick. I'm just opening them both as I go. You can press in between the whole thing if you want when you make these all. Hello, Ramona. So again, I'm just opening it as I go. Like I said, I just go ahead and press it all when I'm done. No purpose in stepping away now or getting up. Should all lay pretty flat when I'm done. I know everything's finger pressed only right now, but it's still laying pretty good, so that's a plus. If any seams fold over, it's okay. The iron will press it all out. That's what using steam is for. Get a certain way down and just adjust. Opening it as we go. You could have finger pressed the whole thing too. I'm just opening it and opening it up, opening the other one, laying them on top. No big deal. I'm like a cheater when it comes that way. I just cheat. I skip steps. I try not to skip steps though when building furniture, barbecues or something like that. Obviously that wouldn't be good. Skipping steps on things like that, but quilting, it's okay. There's no such thing as quilt, please. Nobody can get mad. So much to sew, so much to sew. This part will probably take longer because I'm not pressing it in between. I think it's okay. Or Rebecca, sorry. Sorry. You know how hard it is to remember the names for everybody that has long names? Obviously, everyone else says like Suburban and so on and so forth and Crusty Old Man Beard, but I like your guys' names as opposed to your YouTube names. It takes a while for me to get used to them, but I shall someday have it correct. Oh, I know. And somebody just rang my doorbell. But I'm not getting it. you see me lifting, it's because I'm trying to get it lined up. Lining it up, opening it up. So after I cut the bottom of these ones, I will have 4 and 4. So that makes 8 rows right away. So it grows pretty quick once you start sewing it. When you do the actual jelly roll race. I'm just hoping to be able to go an equal amount of times. That way it doesn't look funky or have a weird amount left. Well, that's because I have a friend named Lacey. So I've made it easier. Obviously, you're my friend too now, but my real life friends, if it's a name that matches somebody else's, it makes it a little bit easier to remember. Also, if I have sent somebody mail before, because I've sent mail and or received mail from someone, that also helps me remember your guys' names. You know what I mean? At least attempt to remember the names. Because I already just got it wrong. But I was corrected, which is good. Ain't that right, Rebecca? See? Ha. Because I sent her mail before. Almost to the end. Oh no! We're getting there. Hoping this ends up a nice, good baby size. Or lap size even. We'll see. I don't think it would be more than baby though, honestly. I'm going to have a big tangle probably when I get to this end. We'll see. I'm getting close. You guys know I did not press it yet, so it's going to be funky at first. It's going to be all crinkly, wrinkly. Oh my goodness, is it going to line up? Look at that. Ha ha ha! I didn't have a tangle. So I'm going to get close to the end, and this one is going to be a cutting because this one is not ending on a green seam. So I'm just going to hold it and cut it, just like so. And then sew right off the edge. And then we're going to hook 4 and 4. All right, so now I'm going to come to this end. I'm going to open it up. Again, I'm just going to kind of I guess I'll just go down this whole one because it's getting bigger. This whole entire thing. I'm just spreading the seam open when it comes to finger pressing. There's a lot of seam here to go, so it's either going up or down. I don't care right now, as long as it's open and flat. Because I'm going to fold it in half and then pre-cut the end so that it lays just right on top of each other. We'll get there. See, some of these I didn't want, where the green was on top of the green. But I'm hoping that it doesn't look too funky once the whole thing is put together. You know? I mean, I did start with scraps, so, or what I called scraps because it was just scrap pieces. You guys could press in between these points. I'm not going to bother. That means I would have to go turn the iron on anyway, and it'd just take too long. So I'm just going to finger press till I get to the other end, or at least close to it. I'm just going to get it all open. How's that? Completely open. Refine this top. Lay it together like so. I'm going to find the end. Well, I'll get to it when I get to it, I guess. Horrible with names. Well, I never forget an animal name, but people not so much. Yeah. I forget animals' names. Animals, not people I can remember. It's animals, but faces, I actually sometimes don't remember faces. Like, I'll think to myself, I've seen them before. No, maybe I haven't. Or somebody will look like somebody else. I've had issues with that in the past. Or I couldn't put somebody's face with their name, or I couldn't put their name with their face. Like, I confuse it in my own head. It's weird. Okay, so we're going to have 8 rows together by the time this row, by the time these are hooked together. So it's growing pretty quick. You're so dumb. This whisper or something. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think so far. I didn't want to do it this way, but it's coming out. Hold on, I'll be right back in just a second. Okay. trying to make sure all the seams line properly. I'm hoping that you guys can't hear the music, but I can hear the music. Oh, man. See, the proper thing would probably be to iron, but I'm not going to worry. Getting close to my 2 hours. When I hit 2 hours, I'm going to stop and then we'll come back later. I don't want them to be too long videos. About a skimpy seam come right here. That usually happens every once in a while. Everything I make. I end up with a little boo-boo. Now that I'm getting close to the end, really got to pay attention to the turning. See if it lines out. Nope. It's tangled. Maybe not. Okay, so I'm coming to the end. Come just a little bit more further before I cut. Stop right here. Hold it down. Use my scissors. I'm just gonna cut. Bam. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this up here and align the ends together. And since this is going to sew to this, what I'm going to do, see, so I'm going to take these two, since they're going to sew together anyway, and I'm going to hold it nicely down to this edge, and I'm going to just pre-cut this end off right here. come to this one. We're gonna open it. Whole thing. And take this one. Open it. Because it's getting so big now. We're gonna lay it right here. We're gonna line the whole thing up, keeping it open all the way. On my lap. Put it down on my lap. And start sewing them down. Okay. Now it's not as long as it seems. I'm just going to start. And nothing is pressed yet. Have I inspired anybody to do some mindless sewing today? Or to make a jelly roll race. Because that's pretty much what I'm kind of making almost. Yes, not a jelly roll race though. Just something random like this. Random stuff that you don't need the brain for. Everybody has pieces to sew together. Correct. Sew them into the panel. Okay. Is that something you're doing today? Okay. All right, one more time. One more time. Because this is how wide it'll be. So let's fold it in half. I'm going to lay it right here, nice and flat. So it's as wide as this table. All right, nice and lined up. Take my scissors. And cut. And I'll straighten all this up, obviously, too. All right. Just lay that there. Open this up. And we're going to open this one up. Put the two together. And sew. It's not that small. We'll see right now. I'll measure it as soon as I press it. For the amount of fabric that I started with, it's actually not that bad. Because it didn't look like a lot of fabric at first. Add a bobbin. I'll plug the iron in as soon as I change this bobbin out. Real quick. Be right back. I go plug the iron in and then that way I can press it and measure it. It's going to be longer than it is wider, but that's what borders are for, so. Like it won't be an equal amount, I guess. The word I'm looking for. Random trivia. What do we got? Let's see. It definitely needs borders. Okay. My sample lid says the peach was the first fruit to be eaten on the moon. Random trivia. So the peach was the first fruit. Is it a yes or a no? Because I don't know if it really was or not. I figured someone would eat a moon pie on the moon. Now, that would be cool. Okay, almost to the end. Many think it was faked. Probably technically in space thingy. That's what was sitting on the moon. All right, let me press this. Oh, this is pretty good size. It just needs some side borders more than it needs top and bottom. Let's see. I'll get you guys' opinion in like 2 seconds. Let me just press this really flat. Yeah, no Bigfoot. How funny. Some people go crazy over that stuff. Bigfoot thing. Not me. Not me. I don't care for Bigfoot. Although I did like the movie when I was younger. I think it's called Meet the Hendersons or something like that, or the Hendersons. This actually looks really cool, guys. I'll turn the camera a little that way because you could see a more non-desk in the way view. Give me a second to finish pressing. All right. So I think I'm just going to build on the sides of it. So it's not full arm span, as you can see. So that's half, right? And it's on the ground right now. So it's pretty long. So let me get you guys a size real quick. Kind of looks like something can just go on the back of the couch. $40 by 65. So I'll go on the sides bigger. So that's it, guys. Just random. Some line up, some don't. I mean, I could just turn it into 2 little baby quilts, honestly, by chopping it in half. Let's see, hold on. I could chop it in half. So there's half, like that, by half. Let's see, because I can do 2 quilts with this and border both of them. That would give me 2 33 by 40s. That would give me 2 33 by 40 baby quilts with a border. I might just do that. Make 2 out of it. Or else it's just an adult lap. So that's it, guys. So you'll probably see my finished quilt another time, obviously. For now, I'm going to get off of here since I hit 2 hours and now I got thread in my mouth. It's blowing everywhere. So I thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, if you're new, subscribe, like my videos, group below in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Sew Sunday. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. So I got to find my off button. It's hiding in my, there it is.